I'd like to welcome Peter Ging, who's with us tonight. He won the GA's 125 centenary quiz with Jimmy McGee on Friday night in Croke Park. Peter's a native of Eden, Derry, County Offaly. He works here in Dublin with the Garda Síochána. So well done, Peter. He'll answer all the questions for the lads tonight. But now it's time for the big one, to reveal our man of the match for today's final. Before we talk to our panel, maybe let's get reaction from some of our audience and ask them for nominations. Larry Tompkins, if I was to ask you, man of the match?
Well, there was some great performances, like Tommy Walsh, outstanding. Kicked 4 great points, 2 of these right, 2 of these left. Certainly he'd be a front runner. Tom Sullivan, cornerback, outstanding, like really led from the back there. Probably, you know, these cornerbacks don't get much for luck in. Probably, in hindsight, you'd probably go for him.
Jacko, who would you go for?
Yeah, after the match today, I went for Tom Sullivan. I thought Tom was outstanding all day, particularly in the first 10 minutes when Cork had a lot of pressure on Kerry. I thought he was the one player that was really standing up all through the game. You know, Tomás O'Shea I thought was outstanding, Mark O'Shea. I thought the whole 6 backs really played exceptional. Right. Scanlon brilliant around the middle of the field. Up front, Declan and Tommy Welsh, I would say, but Tom O'Sullivan to me has been outstanding. And Paul Galvin had a great game as well today. You know, he's outstanding all through the match and worked very hard.
OK, that's 13 nominations from Jack O'Shea for Kerry.
Tom O'Sullivan.
Declan O'Keefe. Who?
Yeah, well, I'd agree with Jacko. I think Tom Sullivan had an outstanding game today.
Club mate of yours?
A small bit biased maybe from Rathmore, but actually he's on another club man, Aidan O'Mahony, got the award in 2006, so Rathmore there, something's happening down there to produce these brilliant defenders. But I think Seamus Scanlon was outstanding as well today in the middle of the field. Did a lot of dirty work for Kerry, but I'd give Tom the nod.
Don't be building it up too much now for Rathmore. Pat McEnany, can I ask you who you'd nominate?
I thought, you know, for the Kerry fullback Tommy Griffin to concede 1-1 after the first 5 minutes, you'd definitely be looking towards the dugout, wouldn't you? But I thought he recovered to have a great game. But you know, at the end of the day, my man of the match would have been Tommy Walsh, young man, 20 years of age, scored 4 points, and didn't look like if he was going to start the game. And you know, to me, I thought he was the difference.
All right, Pat, thanks for that. Well, obviously, everyone has their own opinions, but let's talk now to the people whose opinion count most on this one. Anyway, our panel, the poor unfortunate creators who have to make this decision. So, Tony, who are the nominees, first of all, for man of the match?
You could have nominated 14 or 15 Kerry fellas, as Declan O'Keefe and the lads were saying there, but we went for 3. We went for Mark O'Shea, the first nomination. Had a terrific game at cornerback. What a player. Played fantastically well right throughout. Thomas Sullivan was our second nomination. Again, in the full back line today. Crucial place. Cork were trying to get the scores in there. He was out in front, very brave, took his courage in his hands and was out in front and played very well. And the third one we went for was Tommy Walsh. Again, as we spoke about earlier, for me, he would have been definite starter because he poses a huge threat, and as we could see today, he can score under pressure and he can score with his left and his right leg, and it's a rare thing for such a big man to be so agile and deft with his left and right leg.
Kevin McStay, to you falls the honour of naming the man of the match for 2009.
It's a very prestigious award, and we spent a considerable time looking at even beyond these 3 fantastic footballers that Tony has mentioned, and you know, we looked at their credentials, and the decision was unanimous, and I'm delighted to say that the 2009 RT Sunday game man of the match was a marvellous performer, Tom O'Sullivan.
Great. So Declan O'Keefe, that's another one for Rathmore. Well done, Tom. And of course, Rathmore is what, about a mile from the border or less. Yeah, so he can be heading over to Ballydesmond now with the trophy and show them all. But Dara, you were hugely impressed with him today.
Well, the thing about Tom, it doesn't look it, but he's unbelievably pacey, and he's lost none of that, which is surprising. He's touching 31 years of age now, and very disciplined in the tackle. And I suppose, you know, Tom wouldn't really place much stock in these awards, but he has his 5th All-Ireland medal as well, like, after today. I think that's the important thing. But a fantastic performance, the biggest occasion of all, and I think he'll enjoy that one down in Rathmore, all right.
Tony, what impressed you about his performance?
About Tom? Everything about him, he's absolute pace, he was very brave, he was out in front, and one of the things, okay, you mentioned his age, but where does this hunger come from? It must come from the collective spirit of all those fellas like Tom Sullivan and the Shays and those that have been around all these years. Other teams would have just been happy with winning maybe 1 or 2 All-Irelands, but no, they're not. They talk about the All-Irelands that they actually have lost rather than the ones that they've won, which is, you know, that's the way the Kerry people are. But he was brilliant today.
All right, well, let's go back to the hotel then and hear from Tom. He's with Michael.
He is indeed, Des. And also here with us, we have, of course, Uachtaráin Common Luke Class Scale, Christy Cooney, to make the presentation to our man of the match, Tom O'Sullivan. And
Absolutely well done. You had an outstanding game and richly deserved this award.
Thanks, Christy.
Christy, I'm sure will be hoping this day ends, because that's the second major trophy you've handed over to a Kerry man today, Christy.
What's new, Michael? When I was chairman of Munster, I was doing it regularly as well. But today, Kerry richly deserved their victory. They were the better team. An outstanding performance from truly a remarkable set of players over the last decade, giving tremendous service to Kerry. An outstanding management team. Jack O'Connor and his boys did their homework well. So, well done to Kerry. Great performance.
Well done to Kerry, and well done to Tom O'Sullivan. Tom, an outstanding performance by the defence today, although you had your shoulders to the wheel early on that match.
We had, Michael, yes. It was tough earlier on in the game, all right. But I think about 10 minutes into the game, Cork, well, 15 minutes maybe, they went up 5 or 6 points. And to be fair to the Kerry boys, we came back and we showed huge character. And I think we went in at half time, we were up 2 points, I think, and I knew we were nearly there that year to come back. So
when that Cork goal went in, what do you think?
Yeah, the ship was it was fairly shaky at that stage, all right. Yeah, it was. To be fair to the boys outside, yeah, we started collecting the breaks around midfield and we got it into the forwards. I thought they were outstanding today, and they kicked great scores, and that's what counts in a day like today, the boys kicking the scores.
Well, obviously for a Kerry player, it's great to win All Ireland. It's great to beat the old neighbours Cork, and especially, I suppose, for somebody like yourself, given where you're from. I mean, they're looking across the fields at you there.
Yeah, that's correct. They're probably too close. Yeah, but to be fair to Cork, they're around now the last couple of years. They're knocking on the door, and I'm sure they'll be back again next year. So.
Yeah. Well, listen, one of the things that we have to say is this present bunch of players, and yourself included, I presume you feel very privileged to be part of a Kerry team like this last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, I think we've been very lucky now the last couple of years, and long more may it last. But yeah, we've trained hard, we've put a lot into it, and fair play to Jack there and the lads. They've put a lot into it as well, and especially Alan Sullivan, I suppose this year he put a huge. He made us physically very fit and strong, and well, how can I say? Only it's a great night, and
it is. And I know that trophy is a heavy trophy. It's getting heavier as you're standing there because you've had a long day. Tom, we congratulate you once again, our man of the match from this year's All Ireland final. And Christy Cooney, thank you very much indeed as well. Thanks, Christy. Thank you. Don't fall down the steps there now, lads. We don't want to lose you at this stage tonight. Thanks, Tom. All right, Des, great night here, obviously, at the D4 Barclay Court Hotel. They're in great spirits here. It's a little bit like the Kenny supporters. Winning a lot of All-Irelands doesn't matter. The one that you've won last is the one that really, really matters. Good night's celebration here. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to hand back to you.
OK, all right then. Thanks, Michael. A nice way to finish what's been a great season. My thanks to Dara, to Kevin and Tony, and especially to all of our distinguished audience who've joined us tonight. And can I finish by giving a special mention to the team here at the Sunday game, who made this a really pleasant and enjoyable and fun summer for me as I sat in for the first time. But I'd like to especially thank one person, and maybe our audience as managers and players understand what I mean when I say there's always a key player in every team, somebody who does, as Seamus did, wins the dirty ball, looks after the team. And we've one person who's worked on the Sunday game from day one, and she's been a leader in this. And I'd like to thank her especially on behalf of the team. Joan O'Callaghan, you've been a legend. Thank you. And she doesn't look it, but she's done more than the 31 years with the Sunday game. She'll kill us now for dragging her out here tonight. But on behalf of the team, she's been such an influence on so many people in our team.